Good evening, friends. Welcome to the most important and most happening AI in ICAI webinar on Copilot for finance. Yes, we all chartered accountant are financial wizards, and this is a new tool developed by Microsoft which will help our chartered accountants to excel in the finance functions. We spend a lot of time. There are articles, there are employees who work on Excel. They take too much of efforts to prepare their project reports, balance sheets, and many more reports in Excel. But through this specially designed Copilot for finance will take our profession to the next level, our office to the next level, and this is our endeavor at ICAI to provide you latest technologies through AI in ICAI committee. So welcome all the participants for this blockbuster webinar. And today I am very happy to share with you all that we have Nishan Gupta from Microsoft team to help us out, to give the guidelines, to introduce Copilot for finance. And before that, yes, we have our most technically smart and advanced chairman, Daya Nivas Sharma sir, and our tech team is there. So I will request Daya sir, chairman sir, to enlighten on today's topic as well as on the initiatives that AI in ICAI is taking for our members, for our students, for our employees, and for our stakeholders. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Umesh. And good evening to all dear friends. And it is an excitement for this committee when we are actually taking up every Friday one of the seminars or one of the webinars at 5 o'clock sharp, and ensuring that we are able to connect with you all people on time and take the discussions to a different level. So I was just thinking, where do I start my discussion from? That time I realized one fact is one statement which says, if you knew me yesterday, then you don't know me anymore. That means I am evolving every day, and every day is new me. And when you talk about being new me, that means what and which way, how much you should be updated is something which you need to really focus on. Friends, by doing these 3 hackathons and multiple sessions, what we wanted to put before you all people is that technology is the easiest thing to adopt. The only toughest part is walking towards it. Most of the people, after completing the hackathons, I think Umesh bhai also will agree that we got certain very interesting calls from the people. People stating the fact that, you know what, I am aged 60 years, I am aged 70 years, and I am actually excited to learn more on technology and artificial intelligence, because till date we were thinking everything is technology and we will not be able to adopt. But the fact goes very simple. The fact is, when the youngsters came forward and started giving presentations, when some seniors also came down and started giving certain presentations, the fact got into a situation where they were saying that we don't even require an assistant today if we are able to use effectively our own tool. Some people have reached out and they have been really excited to tell, we will be speaking to our branch chairmen to take up one-day workshop on the AI and kindly guide us for our senior members or youngsters, how do we take it forward? Friends, what we want to tell you all is the journey is just begun on artificial intelligence. Though there are people who have worked from last 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, but just imagine the destination they have crossed, and the adoption with which people are moving forward is unmatchable. Copilot is one such thing. We were interacting with a couple of people, and those people said Copilot is just a start. And this Copilot is going to take us to a different level. The moment you enter to learn anything new and fresh, you also learn the evolution of that particular product rightly. Now, We are really fortunate that a person from Microsoft directly has come and expressed, the team has expressed rather, that we would like to actually help your members and students to ensure that they learn the best out of it. Let me tell you, friends, forget any other example. If you come to my office or you go to Umeshji's office, can you just imagine the way we watch IPL? Our offices are watching all these shows on a regular basis. There is much more to come in time to come. And as I stated, on 29th, we are having an expert meet in Hyderabad where more than 30 people who are already working on artificial intelligence, who have got multiple product experience, are actually going to come forward and share their experience. With this, I would like to tell you one thing, that your institute is not standing behind. The institute is really excited to take up newer things and take things forward in a true spirit. The leadership, President and ICAI Ranjit Agrawal ji, as well as Vice President Nanda ji, has actually given a clean mandate to ensure that we move forward with all the vigor to give as much as possible to our members and students. We are the first institute in the country to come out with the RFP for developing our own AI platform. This itself is the biggest ask to the nation, to our startup companies, to our experienced companies, which is actually going to take things forward, and they are going to help us in time to come. We are moving forward. We have our speaker today. I'll request Vishnu. Nishant, if you are available. Nishant?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So Nishant, just let me share with you, we have, you can come on the screen. We have people today participating across country. Across country, people are participating, and there are bunches of people who are sitting together. And the point is, like, you are a Sachin Tendulkar for us today, who is going to play a match on his home pitch. I hope it is audible, because somewhere your lag is there.
But am I audible to everyone?
You're audible. I think the camera is on little still.
Okay.
So the network for you is comfortable? Yeah, I think it is looking little weak.
Let me check. Give me a second. Just give me a second.
Now I think it has come. Now it is perfect. It has come now. So friends, in the meantime, Nishant comes and joins us. Yeah, Nishant.
Now it is fine?
Yeah, now it is much better. So Nishant, just to quickly let you know that people across the country are actually going to watching you rather. And most importantly, you know, the excitement for our members to learn more on Copilot, because it is directly related to Microsoft. Yes. And all our chartered accountants use either Word, PowerPoint, or Excel as a tool. And Copilot, undoubtedly being a product of Microsoft, will be a biggest help for our members. Artificial intelligence is playing an important role. And my request to you is, take it forward, create that spirit that, you know, if they don't learn Copilot, I think they are going to miss something big. What do you now?
Thank you so much, and welcome all of you to attending this Copilot session. My name is Nishant, and I'm working as a technical solution specialist for the Copilot. So today I'm going to showcase you how you can utilize AI capabilities in a Microsoft 365 application, how you can use the AI and increase your productivity, how you can reduce your workload and create any content in an easier, smarter way, right? So with the help of the Copilot, we can utilize the AI capabilities in M365 applications, and we can generate any of the content, or we can analyze anything within a minute, right? We do not need to be spend half an hour. We do not need to be spend a whole day to create one, like to analyze one data, or to analyze a one Excel sheet, or to create any PowerPoint presentation or document, right? So most of the people who are oftenly, so they are spending a lot of time, so they are spending a lot of time in analyzing a data and creating a content, right? So because they do not get a jump start, how they can start to create a content, how they can start to create a presentation, right? So with the help of the Copilot, we will get jump start while creating any presentation or a content. And with the help of Copilot, we can generate that content within a minute, right? We do not need to be spend a whole day and like to create a single content or create a single presentation, right? So I'm sharing my screen. So today, first we are going, I want to tell you that what is Copilot, what are the technologies is using behind the Copilot, and how we can utilize a Copilot in different scenarios. And after that, I will show you the live demo, how we can utilize the M365 applications, how we can use AI in M365 applications and reduce our workload and increase our productivity as well as efficiency, right? So just give me a second. I'm sharing my screen with you. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Not yet.
Now it
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Okay. So today's agenda is that I will showcase you how we can utilize a Copilot, right? What is Copilot? What are the types of Copilot is available in the market? And after that, we can go for the demo, how we can utilize the functionality of a Copilot in M365 application. And at the end, we can utilize, I will want to tell you that what is Copilot Studio, right? Because there are a lot of queries from the customer we are getting, that what when we want to be use a Copilot, M365 Copilot, when we want to be use a Copilot Studio. So at the end, I will show you where you need to use a Copilot Studio and where we need to use the M365 Copilot, right? So what is Copilot? So basically, Copilot is a AI powered tool which is generated by the Microsoft, and you can increase your productivity, you can increase your creativity and increase your efficiency as well, right? So Copilot is generally use a natural language understanding. You do not need a prompt engineer, you do not need to do a course of a prompt engineer, because Copilot will work on a prompt, right? So the more precise prompt you are giving to the Copilot, the more precise information you will get it from it, right? So Microsoft create a Copilot in a way that the person who is utilizing the capabilities of Copilot, they do not need a prompt engineer, and they do not need some specific prompt while writing a prompt in the Copilot, right? So it's a code assistance tool which Microsoft is providing, and it automatically giving a suggestion to us while using a Copilot, right? We have also a Copilot lab where we can see there's a lot of Copilot prompt which Microsoft is providing, depend upon your uses. For example, if somebody wants to use a Copilot prompt in PowerPoint and they don't have any idea what type of prompt they want to be used while creating a presentation, or while adding an image in the presentation, or while adding a slide or organize that presentation, right? So we have a Copilot lab in that scenarios, and we can utilize a prompt from there. And there's a lot of prompt, like what type of prompt we can use for the creation, edit, update, and add an image. So everything will be Copilot, you will get in a Copilot lab, right? So, and the technology which Copilot is using is a cutting edge technologies which they are using in the behind of the Copilot, right? And they are using natural language things, right? So generating a high quality of a content and to creating a product or to creating a content or description for you, right? So the natural language process which we are giving to the Copilot, and in the behind we are utilizing a LLM models, right? It's a large language model which we utilizing a Copilot, utilize a Copilot doing some Microsoft graph grounding in the back end with the large language model train model, and with the help of the M365 application we can get the best result from the Copilot, right? So this is the way which Copilot is work. We have a large language model in the background, Microsoft graph ground, where your data will be analyzed, or where your data will be lie, right? Once you using a Copilot, and we need a M365 application for using the Copilot functionalities, right? So this is a chart of the generative AI solution which Microsoft is providing in the market currently. So if somebody have their own data source, if somebody have their they have their own data source, for example they save their data in a OneDrive, they have their file server, they have a data in their local computer or on-premise data center, right? So in that scenarios, these are the things we can use it for the generative AI solutions, that if somebody have their data source and they needs a full developer control, they can go for the Azure OpenAI. But in this scenario, because we are because most of the people who are attending this session, they are not from the developer side, right? So they have their own data sources in their OneDrive, they have their Excel sheet, they have their Word document, presentation, or other other data in their OneDrive. So they can utilize with the Copilot, M365 Copilot, utilize the AI capabilities in M365 applications, right? So this is how we can utilize a Copilot in Word. What are the advantages we are getting while using we can create a content, we can summarize a document, we can create a description or any marketing campaigning while using a Copilot in a Word. And we also changes, for example, we also have I have a one data, that data contains 40 to 45 sheets, right, or pages. So rather than read that data, or rather than read that file, each and every pages to get the summarization or to get the 10 key pointers there, I can utilize a Copilot functionalities in there. I can use a AI tool. So AI tool gives me the best result what this file wants to say, what are the key pointers in that files, and what type of action of items or line of actions will be there, so that I can take or I can forward it to the other people's, right? So this is a way we can utilize a Copilot functionality in a Word. I will show you in a demo as well how we can do it, right? So similarly, we can also use a Copilot in Outlook while drafting an email, while summarizing a mail, because sometimes we have a right. So in that type of scenarios, we need before taking an action, before sending a reply to any of one, so we need to be read all the trail mails, right? So it will take 10 to 15 minutes of my time to read all the trail mails and send it a reply to the concerned person. But with the help of a Copilot, there is an option of summarizing the email. So with the help of that, we can summarize all the mail within a second, and we will get an idea what the person is saying in that trail mail, and what type of reply I want to be draft, or what type of reply I want to send that person, right? So we can utilize this AI capabilities in that scenarios also, right? Similarly, we can also utilize a Copilot in Teams. In Teams, for example, I have a one meeting. I have a one meeting. I am attending that meeting. In between, I got to know that there is another meeting is scheduled, and I need to attend that meeting also, right? But due to the conflict of that meeting, I am not able to attend the second meeting. So can we utilize a Copilot to get that summary of that meeting? So answer is yes, because a Copilot can summarize or recap that meeting, or Copilot will gives you what are the agreement and disagreement of the speakers, what the main speaker is said, what type of line of action I have to be taken after that meeting, and what will be the times, if there is any time slot, if there is any test, so what are the links links which was shared in the chat, and what type of document will be there in the chat, so that I can utilize it to get it the idea what that meeting is wants to say, right? So with the help of the Copilot, I can do it. Even I can discover more questions also, right? For example, if I am attending a one meeting, and in that meeting I want to ask a question related to the Copilot, right? So rather than searching a thing whether what type of question will I can ask about a Copilot, I can utilize a Copilot functionality in that also write a prompt, please provide me the relevant question I can ask with the speaker about this topic, right? So Copilot helps you, gives you some 5 to 10 questionnaires which you can ask to the speaker, and on the topic which they are going on the topic which the speaker is saying or giving the presentation, right? So with the help of these things, we can utilize the AI capabilities. Similarly, in Excel, most of the people you are from the finance background, right? So you most of the time you are using an Excels and to analyze the data, to create a sales demand, or to create a forecast in the for the next quarter or a next month or a next year, right? So even you need to create a reconciliation report of a two multiple sheets. So it will take around, for example, if I want to create a reconciliation report and of two multiple sheet, it may take around half an hour or 1 hour, because I need to first analyze or compare the both the worksheet, and after that I need to be summarize that worksheet in a Word format, right? So with the help of a Copilot, we can do within a minute. We just need to be create a rule in a reconciliation tab, and from that we just create, the Copilot will create a summary of a reconciliation, summary of a two worksheet, and also provide us a summary, and we can save that summary in a PDF format or PDF file also, right? So I will show you how we can do it. So I'm just jumping to the live demo, how we can utilize the Copilot functionality in a different scenarios, and what type of scenarios we can use it while using a Copilot in M365 applications, right? So is my screen is visible?
No, it's still on PPT. You need to stop the screen sharing and share it again.
Okay, fine. So I believe now it is visible, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the M365 application I have. I am logging into the office.com. So previously, whatever the file was saved in our OneDrive, I need to be search it here, right? So if I want to be search any of the file, and I just type a file name here, that search bar will provide that file, right? So if I want to be analyze the things, I need to be do it in a separately, or just fetch the file from here and do it in a separately in M365 application, or whatever the things I want to be do, right? But with the help of a Copilot, we can utilize the AI capabilities. We do not need to be search a file here. We just write a prompt in the Copilot, and from there we can add a file from the OneDrive, or we can compare the files with the help of Copilot as well, right? So I'm just taking a one use case scenario. For example, if somebody is from the human resource department, if somebody is from the finance or admin department, so in human resource department, they are getting a lot of CVs in a day, and they need to be compare or check the compatibilities of that particular CV with the job description, right? So they need to be check whether the person who is applying for the job have a relevant experience or have a relevant certifications, or what type of background they have, from where he did his post graduation. So everything we need to be check it manually, right? So if somebody is getting, if somebody is from the HR department, they can understand that if they're going to each and every CVs, they need to be spend around half an hour to get all the relevant details in 10 CVs or 15 CVs, right? But with the help of a Copilot, we can just write a prompt in a natural language that please compare the CVs of these 4 5 candidates and check who have the relevant experience, who have the relevant capabilities and certification according to the job description. We can also attach a job description file in the prompt, and Copilot will create or compare that all the CVs and provide us a summary that these are the most relevant experience or compatibility person, where you can connect him or where you can call him and ask further question, or you, if you want to be schedule an interview, you can do it, right? So this is the use case scenario which we are using in like while giving a Copilot demos in the HR department. Similarly, if somebody is from the admin department or the finance department, so whenever they wants to procuring anything, whenever they are trying to procure something for their organization, they need to be compare 3 4 quotations from the vendor and compare that who is providing a better pricing, right? So they need to be create a Excel report while sending the quotation or while sending the analyzing to the upper management. So they need to be put all the relevant details manually while taking from the PDF and creating an Excel report, and analyze the things in the Excel while who are providing the best pricing, and send it to the upper management, right? So the overall task take around 1 or 1.5 hours, right? So gathering the information from the PDF and putting in the Excel and analyzing, then send it that table or analyze things chart to the upper management in the Outlook. So everything will take around half or half and a half hours, right? So but with the help of a Copilot, we can do it within a 5 minutes. We do not need to be spend more than 5 minutes in that scenarios, right? For example, I'm showing you how we can utilize the capabilities. For example, I'm comparing a CV first, right? I want to attach some CVs here because I compare it, right? So I'm just, here is an option of attachment, and there is a suggestions which I have recently used, but these options are not from the CVs, right? They are not contain the information of that candidate, right? So I just need to be write a candidate name, and if that file is saved in my OneDrive, it will automatically fetch it from it, right? So I'm just writing a name. So I'm attaching Aisha CV here. Again, I want to attach a more CV. I'm writing a name of Karthik. So Karthik CV will be here, right? If I want to attach a more CVs, and there's one more CV is there, right? If I want to attach some another CV as well, right? So I'm attached a 4 CVs, and I just want to check the who have the relevant experience in IT or IT field, and on who have a experience more than 2 years, right? So I'm just writing a prompt here, compare the CV and check who have who have the experience more than 2 years in IT sales, right? And if I want to check the compatibility, right, whether the person have the skill set with job description, if that job is looking for, and it is also mentioned in the job description part, so I can also attach a job description file here, and it will automatically check the compatibility, right? So check. So I'm attaching a job description here, right? And if somebody have the compatibility in this candidate and have a relevant experience which I'm looking for, so I need to be contact that person to their mobile phone for scheduling an interview, right? So rather than go again to the CV, open that person's CV and get the information of their contact detail, I'm just writing a prompt here also, right? Please provide the contact details, right? Let's see what Copilot do for us. So Copilot will compare all the CVs. Copilot will check who have the experience more than 2 years, and also check the compatibilities with the job description, and also provide us a contact detail. Simple is that only within a minute I am get the response from the Copilot. I do not need to spend more than I do not need to spend more than 1 minute to check who have more compatible or who have a relevant experience in this field, right? So this is the way I can utilize the Copilot functionalities, right? I hope this prompt is visible to everyone. The response also.
Yes.
Yeah. See, and even I have attached a one dummy CV that contains nothing, right? There is no information about the experience. There is no contact detail. There is no person name. It's just a blank file, right? So what Copilot did? So Copilot also mentioned that please note that contact detail are based on the snip from the CVs and should be verified accuracy, right? So here this CV is not contain anything from in the provider, right? There is nothing in the details of that CV, so there is nothing in the CV part, right? So this is the dummy CV which I have. So anything from there is not here, right? There is no information, there is no relevant contact detail and relevant information about it, right? So similar way we can
Yeah, we received one question,
utilize
right? Is there any limit in
other
uploading the number
things.
of PDF files?
Yes,
Like, can we upload multiple files, or is there any limit
right.
on the uploading?
No, there is no limit. You can upload it and files, but you have to be uploaded manually, right? So for example, if you created a one folder and all the CVs will be there, all the files will be there. So folder cannot be uploaded in the Copilot. You need to upload single files, like each file in a single time, right? Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
So similarly, if most of the people also from the finance background, right? So they need sometimes suggestions. So they need to be verified that what type of performance that employee did in the last year, and what are the performance metrics or what are the guidelines from our organizations. So rather than spending a time appraisal that person should get, they need to be write a single prompt here and attach an Excel file as well as PDF file, and they can utilize a Copilot functionality to get an insight, right? So for example, I have a one prompt with me. So I am just writing a simple natural language prompt here. Share the performance insight of this employee, Praveen Kumar. Like this is the Excel file which I have attached, right? Check with the appraisal guideline with this organization and suggest how much appraisal he should get, right? So if I do it manually, I need to be check the performance metrics. I need to check what type of things they did. Oh, sorry. So I need to check what type of performance metrics will be there. I need to check exactly what type of insight, what type of performance that employee did in the last 1 year, right? So then I can create or I can suggest this much of appraisal or this much percent appraisal that person will get it, right? So rather than doing that, we can utilize a Copilot functionality and we can see what Copilot is saying, right? So based on the performance inside this person and guideline, right? So I can provide a general suggestion. A consistent achievement of a target with a notable overachievement this quarter. Right? Behavioral assessment indicates the proficiency in foresting innovation and challenging the status quos. So everything will be here. We do not need to be analyze it manually, and we do not need to be do it or check the performance metric and see what type of appraisal or how much appraisal we can give it to that employee, right? So this is the way we can utilize a Copilot or we can utilize the AI capabilities in M365 application to increase our productivity, to improve efficiency as well as reduce our workload also, right? So similarly, I am jumping to the Excel, how we can utilize a Copilot functionality in Excel part also, right? So I am opening a one Excel sheet. So this is a blank sheet I have opened, and I have created a one sample data set for the demonstration. So I will show you how we can utilize or how we can analyze the data in the Excel part with the help of a Copilot without selecting anything in the taskbar, without selecting any option in the taskbar, without using any formulas in the Excel file. And we can create columns, we can add a columns, we can generate what type of percentage ROI profit, everything will be done by the Copilot, right? We do not need to do it by manually, right? So there's an option of a Copilot, right? So in every application you will find this type of Copilot option, and from there you can utilize these capabilities. And one more thing which Microsoft is just launched in the Copilot of Excel, that Copilot for Finance, right? So in Copilot for Finance, you will get functionalities, or you will get more advanced functionality of a Copilot, where we can utilize analyze data for the finance department, right? So here Copilot for Finance in a different scenarios, and we can use Copilot for finance for a reconciliation report. And also, so for example, I am just taking a one example of a data set, and with the data set there's a lot of things. There's a company owner, there will be revenue, budget, everything will be in set, right? So if I want to add something in that formula, or I need to be use uh, multiple things to create a column, right? So with it will take me or to analyze or to get a data insight and to give me some graph thing in that data. I need around 15 to 20 minutes, but with the help of a Copilot we can do it within a minute also, right? I will show you how we can do it. To use Copilot in Excel, that whatever the data you are using in the Copilot for analyzing, it should be in a table format, right? We can Copilot will not work if your data is not in the table. And for example, if you are using anything or the data is not in the table format, you just need to be select overall the data, and from there you can select the like you can select analyze, or you can insert a tables also, right? Here is a table. Once you select it, it will automatically get the range of the table, and you can just convert that data into a table, right? So if I want to get an insight of this data, right? So I'm just write a prompt, uh, add all insights to grid, right? See, let's see what type of insights we are getting from the Copilot, right? Copilot which gives me the insight, as well as some gives me the some graphs also, and I can utilize those graph, I can utilize those data to share with the management or to share with the team. And with the help of Copilot, we can do it within a minute, right? So let's see. So I'm just adding a new sheet here. So it automatically analyzes the launch date and the sum of revenue, right? And this is a graph which Copilot is generated for me and depend upon the launch date and depend upon the revenue generated on that particular date, right? So similarly, I can use other data also. I can utilize other things in the Copilot, right? For example, if I want to highlight, a cell, right, and where revenue is more than 4,000, some people are using a large amount of data, right? So in that type of scenarios, they need to be select, or they need to be first filter the revenue part which is more than 4,000, then select a color type, then change the color of that cell, right? So with the help of a Copilot, we can do it within a few seconds, right? I just need to be write a simple language prompt that highlight the revenue which is more than 4,000, right? It will automatically change, create a changes in my table and highlighted the revenue which is more than 4,000, right? Similarly, we can add a column. For example, if I want to check the profit of the if I want to check revenue created by the engaged total users, make changes to your table. So it automatically change your table and highlighted the cell which is more than 4,000. And similarly, if this is the campaigning owner, right? If I want to split that name into two columns, the last and first name and last name, right? So rather than selecting various things in the Excel, we need to write a single prompt in the Copilot that please change the campaigning owner name. So why it is getting this thing? You can see it that it automatically highlighted the cell which is more than 4,000, right? I do not need to be select a color. I do not need to be select a cell which is more than 4,000. Copilot will do it for me, right? So we can utilize a Copilot functionality while adding a column, while analyzing a data set, right? Either we can use formulas in the Copilot prompt while creating or while adding a column, or we analyze in the formula and gives you a output, right? I will show you how you can do it. Am I audible, or my screen is clearable to everyone, or is there is some lag?
Yeah, it's visible. It's showing finishing up.
Yeah, it is finishing.
Yeah, while it's working, there is a question.
Some network issue. That's why connectivity issue. That's why taking us. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a question. Someone is asking whether Microsoft M365 Copilot will work offline also, or there is a dedicated connectivity required.
No. It will not work offline, as I already show you in the first slide that Microsoft Copilot model, which work with the Microsoft Graph and M365 application, and also it needs the internet. Okay. So without an internet connectivity, it will not work. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Your screen is on Excel sheet only. It's showing finishing up.
Yeah. So I need to refresh it. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Fine. Give me a second. Connection. Is there anybody have any other question they can ask me? And because I think it will because of some network issue. Any if anyone wants to ask to the Copilot, please.
Yes, there is a question. Yeah. How does Copilot for Finance handle data privacy and accuracy?
So, and with the Copilot, because Copilot is only work in your tenant, right? So whatever the data you have saved in your OneDrive and whatever the data you have in your OneDrive, Copilot will work on it, right? So for example, similarly, if you have a OneDrive and you have a data in that scenario, right? So nobody can access your OneDrive without your permission. Similarly, in a Copilot, that I cannot able to access your Copilot will not access your data without giving you permission. For example, if somebody have a file in the OneDrive and that is password protective, right? So first that person need to be remove the password or remove the encryption, then they can utilize a Copilot functionality in that file.
Okay, and there is one more question, right? For the HR resume, there's a question whether all the resumes shall be in the same format, or we can use the different format also.
We can use multiple format. As I told you that in the second prompt, I show you that that person have a performance report in the Excel and the appraisal guideline in a PDF file, right? So we can use Excel, we can use Word document, we can use PDF document, and we can compare it. It doesn't matter which document you are attaching to the Copilot, right?
Right.
So
And
now
there
my
is one
screen is,
question.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, tell me.
Yeah, you can go ahead. There is a question on Copilot and finance. So people are asking for that also. So once you complete the
Okay,
Excel, you can go ahead.
okay, fine. So for example, I want to add a column of a profit, right? So either I can write a formula here like this, add a column, add a column, uh, add a column of this formula, and I can create my formula that this and revenue minus at the rate budget, right? So I just want to create a column of a profit. I am sending or I am write a prompt, add a column of this formula, and Copilot will generate formula column suggestions, and automatically it will gives me the profit and also show you what type of profit different marketing companies get it, and we can use or we can utilize it, right? So you can see here that I am getting these details in the Copilot. Even once I click here, that insert a column, right? So there is a profit. I didn't mention in the Copilot that I am looking for a profit, but I am getting a column. I just write a prompt, please add a column which is revenue minus by budget, right? So there is a one budget 500 and they generated a revenue of 6,980. So it means they get a profit of 6,480. So Copilot is automatically get a sense that you are looking for a profit. So most of the people have this question that if we are using a Copilot, why we need to write a formula? We can write a simple prompt also, so we can do it. So if I'm write this now, I am writing a simple prompt, add a column, sorry, add a column of profit, right? So it will do same thing. It will gives me a same formula, and it will also add a column in this table with the profit of a different campaignings, right? So I do not need to be write any formula. I just write a simple prompt here also, right? See here. So these are again the profit which Copilot is created for us. So I can just simply click here, insert column, and it will automatically add a column in this table, right? I do not write to code. I do not write a formula in the Copilot. I am just writing a simple prompt. Similarly, if I want to add a engagement, right? Engagement percentage, that total users, what we are total user we are targeting, how many people are engaged in that campaigning. So we just write a simple language that add a column of engagement, right? So it will automatically take it both the columns and generate the engagement percentage, that how much percentage of engagement will be there, right? So here it is. So these are the engagement percentage which we have, right? So we can see it, that engagement percentage is there, that 11%, 25%, everything will be here, right? And similarly, if I want to check what type of revenue, I want to check the average revenue generated by the users which they engage, right? For example, there is a meeting in a 465 users, right? And the total revenue was generated 6,980. What will be the average revenue by the users, right? So I'm just writing here, and a column of average revenue generated by the engaged user, right? Let's see what Copilot will do for us. So this is the way we can utilize AI capabilities in Microsoft Excel, and we can analyze a number of things through the Copilot, right? So everything will be here. If somebody wants to see, for example, let me first, it will generate these things. I will show you how you can utilize other things also, right? So here everyone can see there is a suggestion that this type of data you will get in the engagement. So in this column, in this line number 6 or row number 6, you can see that engaged user is 285, but the revenue was generated by 136, and average revenue is 0. It is showing 0. So there is no 0, right? Because they have, the people are spent on that marketing, because the marketing generated a 136, but this is showing me a 0. So I need to be precise for my prompt. I am using the same prompt and adding a one more liner in that scenario, that this with 2 decimal figure. So I am giving a more instruction in the prompt that please provide me an average revenue generated by the user with 2 decimal figure. And in that type of scenarios, I can get the 2 decimal figures. From there, I just see that there is no 0, because some users spend something in that marketing campaigning, and the average some spend will be there 0 point something. So you can see here again that it's a 2 decimal figure which we get from the Copilot, right? There is a 0.48. Previously it was showing the 0, only 0, but there is no 0 because something was spent by some users in that campaigning. So I'm just adding us one more liner in that prompt. Please provide me 2 decimal figure, right? So this is the way that we need to be more specific while writing a prompt, because Copilot will work whatever the prompts we are giving to it, right? If we get a more information, if we want to grab a more information from the Copilot, we want to give more precise prompt to the Copilot, right? So here is a Copilot lab which I talking to in the previously, right? So we can see more prompts will be here, and if somebody don't know how to create a prompt, how to utilize a prompt, they can just go into that lab and get some prompts from there, right? You can select a category. These are the create category prompts, understand and edit, and from there you need to be bookmark it, right? I am add a column, extract the month from the date, right? So let's see what this type of prompt will do, right? So you can see this. So this is the first month, second month, first month. It means this campaigning was held in January, this campaigning was held in February, and these all are held in February, right? So this is the way we can utilize a Copilot in a prompt. And if somebody wants to split this data, right? So I'm just write a simple prompt, because if somebody don't know the Excel very like in a vast manner, so they cannot able to split the data into the 2 column with the first name and last name. So I just write a simple prompt here, split the column, sorry, split the campaigning owner name, campaigning owner name into 2 column, right? So I am just write a simple prompt here, and Copilot will split this campaigning owner into 2 column that contain first name and last name.
Yeah, Nishant, meanwhile it's working, I have received 2 questions. Can you show the reconciliation
Right.
of 2 data sets?
I will show you. I will show you. After that, I will show you that.
Sure.
So it will generate a formula to create a two columns to create or split that companion owner into two column. And once the formulas generated by the Copilot will be done, it will automatically create a data set for us, right? So now it is. So I'm just click here, insert a column. Otherwise, I need to use this formula to create a two columns and or to split the campaigning owner name, right? So with the help of Copilot, I do not need to use that formula, or if I don't have a knowledge of the formula, I can do it with the simple prompt, right? So this is the way we can utilize the AI capability working productivity. We can also increase our efficiency because whatever the Copilot will do, it almost done in a if I'm talking about in a grammatical manner. So it is not, there is no any, you do not need to be checked whether there is a grammatical mistake or there. If you want, do not need to be checked whether there is some subtraction or other things mistake will be done by the Copilot. It automatically gives you a right suggestion, gives you in a right way, right? Only just you need to be check whether the things which you are looking for, is it there or the output is correct or not, or you need to be change your prompt to getting a more useful output, right? Similarly, if I am talking about Copilot for Finance, that the question was asked that can we reconcile two worksheet? So I will show you how we can do it. So Copilot for Finance is still in a preview mode and it is evolving because it is recently launched by the Microsoft or add in the Excel this functionality like last 2 weeks. So we have a two types of functionality will be there. One is a reconciliation of data, another is analyzing a trend. Analyzing by analyzing a trend to create a forecast, of next 3 months, 4 months. So it will be coming soon within a few days, and you can do it also here. Right now there's a coming soon tabs will be there. We cannot utilize this function, but we can utilize reconciliation of data, right? So this is the two worksheet I have. One is a demo trip budget, one another is a demo bank statement, right? I want to reconcile both the sheets and I want to create a report. So with the help of this reconciliation I can do it. So this is the worksheet 1, this is the worksheet 2, and each worksheet I have a single table. So it automatically select this table. If I have another table, I can get an option which table you wants to be used for reconciliation, right? Similarly here also, right? So I'm just selecting a next, it will create a reconciliation rules, or we can also edit these reconciliation rules also, right? For example, it only took the two files tables, right? It is not create any reconciliation rules. So how I can do it? There is an option of add column. If the if there is the data in the numbers or ABC form, I need to be add a column of mapping key. If data in the monetary column like dollars, or there is some amount there, some numbers will be there, so we can go for the monetary column, right? So in that scenario I am just attaching transaction date and amount. In this I am attaching date and expenditure and budget amount, right? If I want to add more rules, I can do it. I can select this one and I can create a 3 rules. I can create 4 and numbers of rule. It depends upon my data and depends upon the what type of report you want to generate through it, right? So right now I'm deleting it. I'm just taking a 2 things and let's see what Copilot is do for us. Even after the reconciliation, we will get a summary from the Copilot and we can save that summary in the PDF format, right? And we can utilize that summary or PDF to send an email or to draft a mail to the upper management or the consultant person, people who wants to see this reconciliation report. It will take some time. It will take 1 or 2 minutes, and it will create a reconciliation report for us.
Yeah, Nishan, someone asked instead of typing the command, we can use the voice command also.
Yes, we can use a voice command to give the Copilot instructions.
And there is one more question, right?
See
Can
here,
we use?
this is a yes.
Yeah, can we use the Copilot in application itself without going into the web version?
Yeah, we can do it. See, why I am showing in the office.com, because if I'm go with my Word desktop apps that contains a lot of my organization data, so that's why I'm using not I'm using office.com for the demonstration. We can utilize a Copilot in my Excels also, right? For example, this is my Excel, and there is an option of a Copilot here, right? I can utilize this Copilot any in this desktop version also, right? So for that, first I need to be save this data into OneDrive, and from there I can utilize or analyze the files, or I can create a content also, right? For example, I want to create a presentation, right? I can do it through it also, right? So we can utilize a desktop version, or we can utilize in office.com or a web version. Both in both scenarios we can utilize a Copilot. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So you can see it where we were in reconciliation, right? So you can see this is the reconciliation report which Copilot is given to us, right? So this is the date, this was the budget amount, this is the transaction date, this amount was in the statement. So it means the difference is 230, right? So again, here we have a budget, we have spent 520, so the difference 170 is there, right, left. Similarly, these are the transaction details. If I create a reconciliation related to the categories, right? Because I have selected 2 rules. If I want to select the 3 rules, I can use it, and this reconciliation report will be bigger, because first it go with the date, second it go with the categories, third it will go with the budget, right? So we can do it in that scenarios also, right? And from here we can save this summary. This is the proper summary of a reconciliation, and we can save it in a PDF also. There is a reconciliation report which is saved in the PDF format. I will show you. So this is the reconciliation report which Microsoft Copilot or Copilot for Finance generated for us, right? So let's move into another application of a Copilot, and I'm moving into the Outlook part. So if there is any email which I want to check, or if I want to draft a reply of that particular email, so can we utilize a Copilot functionality in that scenario? So yes, we can do it. We can draft an email with the Copilot. We can summarize the email. Or if I have a one draft, if I've created a draft and I want to see what the tone I'm using in that draft, what type of tone will be there, what type of words I can change it with another words. So Copilot gives us me suggestion that you please use your tone in a different way. Your tone is not formal. If you are going to send a mail to your managers or upper management or in organizations, please use a formal mail, or please use these phrases or words instead of these words, right? So Copilot will do for us. For example, I have this email which have a lot of trail mails, right? So with the help of a Copilot, I can see mail, and I will get each and every details with the summary of Copilot, right? So it's scanning all your email which is there and looking for the key pointers. What are the key pointers will be there, and combine all the key pointers and gives you a summary. Right. So this is the summary, that first mail, and it is almost in a like first mail, second mail, and it is arranging in a order, right? Second mail, third mail, right? So first mail I got this about this Copilot for finance. Second mail I got this from this person. Third this. So everything will be here. I do not need to go each and every trail mail to search it. What that person is saying, what line of action I have to be take, what type of reply I want to be draft. For example, I want to draft an email, right? Or I want to draft a reply. So rather than drafting by my own self, I can use a Copilot in a draft. You can see here there is a option in the Copilot. I can use it with a draft that write a simple prompt, draft and reply to thanks Sunila for sharing the link, right? So I just write a simple prompt. It will automatically draft and reply for me, and also gives a thanks response to the Sunila to sharing the link of this webinar. Right. So I do not need to be draft and reply, or I do not need to be think what type of reply I want to send to the Sunila, right? So here it is. Thank you, Sunila, for sharing the link for the webinar. I appreciate your coordination support for this session. I look forward to presenting the Copilot in the ICI audience and answering the queries. I will join the dryer and this tomorrow, and everything will be here. I do not need to be write a single liners there, right? Even I can change a tone. I can, if I want to make it longer, I can just select it. It will create a longer reply for me, and I can send it to the Sunil as well, right? Here, let's see. The draft will be longer than the previous one. Even I can use make it sound more formal. I can make it sound more direct. So multiple things I can choose it through the Copilot. I can choose the my tone and what type of draft I'm looking for, long, shorter, medium. And if I want to send a poem, so I can do it by the Copilot as well, right? Similarly, I am just keeping this draft to show you what is a Copilot for coaching. So for example, I want to check what is the tone of this draft, right? So I'm just adding a functionality of a Copilot coaching, and Copilot coaching will analyze this draft, review all the clarities and tone, what type of tone I am using in this draft, and what type of other suggestion, also provide me suggestions that what type of other word phrases I can use it instead of that, right? The more constant is my tone, right? And by the first name or their last name, right? In M3C or ICAI, unless they are widely known or accepted. So everything will be here, right? These are the suggestion. Use personal pronouns such as we, us. So we can utilize these suggestions and while drafting a email with the help of Copilot, right? And similarly, I want to show you one more thing. If I want to create a new draft, right? And I want to send email about the performance of the team, and which I already analyze in the Excel, right? Excel sheet. So what I have to be do, I just need to write a simple prompt here, draft an email to my manager about the performance, and also share the insight of below data, right? So what I am doing, I am just selecting one of the data from here. Let's see, that Excel file is there. Okay. I'm just taking this data. Oh, yeah. And adding the data in the prompt and changing the tone that I want to send a casual and medium one, right? Let's see what Copilot will do for us. It will create it will draft an email with me and also summarize that table in a word. I do not need to be summarize it. If I going to summarize this data in a word, I need 15 to 20 minutes, because I need to be that check what line of action or what liners first I have to mention in the draft, what type of slangs I need to be use it. So everything will be done by the Copilot. I do not need to do anything, right? So overall summary, I am writing to share with you campaigning performance report, some insight based on the data. The campaigning run from 3rd January to 23rd of February, right? Generated a total revenue this, and here are some key points to note. So everything will be here. I do not need to be write it. If somebody wants to write this summary, that they need 10 to 15 minutes. So this is the way we can utilize the Copilot functionality and save our time. In terms of that, we also adding our values to our organization, right? Because we are utilizing that time in some another work, right? If somebody is from your organization, or if somebody is getting paid from the organization 1,000 rupees per hour, and if he's saving 2 hours by using a Copilot in M65 application, so that person almost saving 40,000 rupees in a month for that organization in terms of monetary, right? And in terms of value, that they can utilize this Copilot, or they can utilize their time in some another work and become a more productive, right? So similarly, we can utilize a Copilot functionality in a Word also while creating a Word document, or we can also use a Copilot in PowerPoint, right? So for example, I am the marketing team, or I am in the finance team, and I am just talking to the marketing team regarding the marketing campaigning, or the document which I want to be share with the upper management in a Word, and what type of marketing campaigning which we are going to be run for the new launch or a product which a organization wants to be launched in the coming months. So for that, if I want to create that document, I need half an hour, right? Because I need to think what type of information I need to be at, what type of market and analysis I need to be at, what type of budget I need to be at. So we need to think lot of or we need to grab a lot of knowledge from the internet. Then we can create a good marketing campaign. But with the help of a Copilot, we can do it within a minute. I have one prompt in my hand that help me to develop a marketing campaign, right? So with the help of Copilot, I can do it. This is the prompt: help me to develop a marketing plan targeting young consumer group to promote a fashion cloth branding, right? So the planning proposal should be include target marketing analysis, marketing objective, marketing strategy, marketing plan, marketing budget, everything, right? So I'm just write a prompt here. So I have more I'm giving an instruction to my prompt that I am want to use this type of planning, right? Marketing analysis, marketing objective, these are the plannings I am looking for. Please provide me the details of it, right? I'm just clicking a generate on it. So it will automatically create a marketing campaign for me. I do not need to be spend a whole day, or do not need to be spend a 1 day of time to create this content, to create this document. And similarly, if I have a one document in Word, no, Word file, and I want to be summarize it, because I want to share the summary, or I want to see the what are the key pointers will be there, because I don't have a time to read all the document which contain 40 to 45 pages. So with the help of a Copilot in a Word, I just need to be write a prompt, summarize this document, and provides me 10 key pointers, and refer the document in the prompt, then it will automatically generate it. Why it is getting? Let's see again. While it is doing, I will show you how we can summarize it in the Word. So I want to summarize a one document which contains 40 to 45 page. Summarize the document and right, and referring that document from here. And I'm just using a Microsoft Azure handbook, which is available in the publicly. Okay, let's see. So we can also browse the document from our OneDrive also, right? If we are not able to find it in that Copilot, we can browse it from there, things for us, and gives us a 10 key pointers or whatever the information we are looking for. We just need to be right in the prompt that I am looking for this info will do for us, right? So it will take a few minutes. Let's see what it was created in the previous one. So 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 I'm just attaching the document in that prompt. Let's see what type of summary the Copilot will generate. So this is the previous one which I have created a marketing campaign, and this is the way Copilot created a marketing campaign for the fashion clothes. I'm just write a simple prompt in that Copilot that please create a marketing campaign that contains a marketing analysis, marketing objective, marketing strategy, marketing plan, and marketing this type of content, or wants to create this type of plan for the marketing. So they need that person needs approximately half an hour or 1 hour, right? But with the help of a Copilot, it can do it within a minute or within a 2 minutes, right? We do not need to be spend more than 2 minutes while creating a document in the Copilot. Similarly, in that prompt that you which I have run it, okay, again I need to be do it. So it will create a summaries, it will create a point information or get an insight of that document. I do not need to be spend a whole time in that document. And even if somebody feels that this document contains all the relevant information, but I need to be add more information, I need to fetch more information from the Copilot, then that person can add again a prompt here that add a paragraph, about the geography, right? About the geography for this launch. So if I click on there, it will automatically regenerate the overall prompt which I used in the previous one, along with the this one, add a paragraph about the geography for this launch, right? It will gives me all the details with the previous one along with the new one also, right? So this is the detail which I already got it in the previous prompt, and at the end it gives me one paragraph which contains a geographical detail for this launch. There is something because of the internet, I believe. So you can see there are multiple things we are getting from the Copilot in that scenarios. We can also, it can also add that geographical plan. Right. Similarly, we can do it in the we can do it in the power presentation. So I believe that because of the some connectivity issue, that's why it's showing me this thing. But if you try it in this scenario, because without any connectivity issue, you will get overall details in the marketing plan, which I already get it in the previous one, right? Similarly, we can do it in the PowerPoint also. We can create a presentation with the help of a Copilot. We do not need to be spend a lot of time in that scenario, right? So for example, I'm taking a same example. I am going to launch a one product for my organization, or I want to create a presentation for a launch or something which is related to my organization, right? So it I need half an hour, what type of images I need to be add, what type of liners I need to be add in that profile or in that presentation. So with the help of a Copilot, we can create within a few minutes, right? Let's see. So is there any question related to anything in Word, Excel, PowerPoint?
Yes, so there are a lot of questions. Can we create and use macros in Office 365?
In Excel?
Yes.
Yeah, we can do it. We
Yes.
can do it with create a macros with the help of a Copilot as well, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
Even yeah, tell me.
yeah. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Even Excel is supporting a Python language, and if somebody is using Excel in the Python data, so Copilot is also supported.
Yes. And there are a lot of questions regarding the license also. So we will take in the end. But someone asked
Okay,
to show how to create the PPT in Copilot.
right, fine, I can do it. So I write a simple prompt here, create a presentation to introduce a product feature benefit of a potential customer. Here is a brief summary of a new product. So this is a new launch of the product. I want to create a presentation of it, right? So I am just writing a prompt in the Copilot, and let's see what type of Copilot is trying to give me a presentation. Yeah, now it is fine. So it will create a presentation for me. It will find the relevant information in the web because I didn't attach any document. So if you not attach any document, so whatever the details you are looking from the Copilot, you will get it, the details which is available in the websites, right? In a different website. And if I want to attach, for example, this Copilot create a presentation for me, and the images which they are selected, it is not good for my organization, or is it not visible, or it is not related to the launch which I'm looking for. So I can change that image also, right? See, this is the presentation which Copilot is created for me, and I didn't attach any image, I didn't give any. They are doing Copilot, they just automatically senses what type of presentation you are looking for, what type of prompt or what type of features or the product which you are looking for, and it will automatically add the images or of that product or related images of that product, right? So ultimate display, So ultimate performance. So performance 11 generation Intel Core. It means it is related to the CPU. It is related to the computer or laptop. It automatically attach the image of the computer, right? Similarly, it is features of the pixels, right? Stunning display. It is automatically attach the image of a monitor. So similarly, if we want to attach any of the image, if we want to add an image in this slide, we can just write a prompt after selecting a slide, like add a image of a person who is working on laptop, right? I'm just writing a simple prompt here. So in which slide, if I want to attach an image, I need to be select that slide, then write a prompt, then it will automatically attach a image of the person who is working on the laptop, right? Similarly, for this presentation, I don't know what is the introduction slide, what is a features slide, what is that conclusion slide. So I'm just write a prompt here, organize this presentation. Even I don't add a agenda slide in that presentation, but with the help of this prompt, organize this presentation, it will automatically attach add a agenda slide of this presentation. Even if I want to change the background of the one slide, it can do it. Copilot, you just need to write change the background of that particularly slide and create a new background with this color, right? You can see the Copilot organize this presentation and added this slide in that presentation. Sections which Copilot is created for this presentation: introduction part, and detailed and features part, benefit part, and conclusion part, right? So this is the way we can utilize the functionality of a Copilot in a PowerPoint, and we can create a presentation. And if I have a one document with me, and that document, I need to attach the document in the prompt or in the Copilot, and Copilot will automatically create a presentation of it. For example, create a so I can attach a document in this prompt that right, with forward slash. The windows will be open. What type of document I'm looking for? I need to be write that document name, or I can search it from the cloud. For example, I want to create a I'm just using this document. Let's see. So it is asking me create a new slide or will replace the existing slide. So I'm selecting yes, please. So these are the outliners will get from the Copilot. Right. So they are generating a slide for me, adding a speaker note as well, right? So Copilot also help us to create a speaker's note. The name change, the agenda change, the description automatically changed, right? If I want to, this slide doesn't contain any image. If I want to add an image, I am just writing add a image of Azure logo. So it will automatically add an image in this slide. Okay, let's see. Add a image of Microsoft Azure. So they're not adding something in that. So there is no image of Microsoft Azure. And if we want to add an image of some another things, add a image of data center, right? So if image will be there in that Copilot, so it will automatically attach the image, or if image will be available in the web, so it will automatically add it. So this image in of data center is available in the websites and different websites, so it automatically attached, right? So similar, so this is the way we can utilize the Copilot functionalities in different applications. Even we can utilize the Copilot functionality in a Microsoft Teams, right? I am showing you how we can do it. If for example, I am giving this presentation and I want to be summarize all the emails, or I want to be summarize all the Teams meeting which was held in the last 2 hours, right? So because I was giving a presentation to my customers or to my people, so I am not able to get the insight of that meeting. So I am just write a prompt, summarize all the meeting which were held in last 2 hours. Let's see, is there was any meeting in the last 2 hours or not, right? Even if I am attending any meeting in a Microsoft Teams, and I want to see, and I have joined that meeting after 10 to 15 minutes or after half an hour, and I want to see what was the speaker said in the previous hour, what was the other people are saying in that meeting, to cope up with that discussion. So I can utilize a Copilot and I can get the recap of this meeting. I can get the note of that meetings, and in a few minutes or in a few seconds, I will get an insight and I can cope up with the speakers or with the meeting, that agenda, what the discussion is going on that meeting, right? So this is the only meeting which was held in last 2 hours. So these are the insight of that meeting, right? Similarly, we can do it on a current meeting. Like if I am attending some meeting in a Teams, we can utilize a Copilot. Even if I am not attending a meeting and I just want to see what are the things will be done in that meeting, so I need to be select that meeting, or I need to be mention the name of that meeting, that please provide me the insight of that meeting which is going on. So it is also provide me that insight, right? I do not need to go or attend that meeting, then I will get an insight. The things is that I get an invite of that meeting. Otherwise I'm not, or that meeting is related to my tenant, because if you are not invited in that meeting, then you cannot utilize to get the insight of that meeting through the Copilot, right? So if you are in the attendees list, then you can do it, or you have an invitation, you can do it, right? Even in the Teams also, we can summarize an emails which we are getting in an Outlook. Summarize the emails uh, which I am which I have received in last 2 days. I do not need to go to the Outlook and check whatever the emails I'm getting from it. I can do it through the Copilot in Teams also, right? So it will automatically get the information from my Outlook and gives me the whatever the emails I'm getting in the last 2 days, and also gives me a 2-3 liner summary that this in this mail that person is saying this, in this mail that person is saying this, and also gives me the references of that email. And if I want to reply any of the email, I do not need to go to the Outlook or search that email. I get a link in this summary. I can just select, click on that link, and it will redirect me to the Outlook on that particular email, right? So these are the links, these are the references. If I want to send a reply on this, I can just click there. It will redirect me to the Outlook, and from there I can draft and reply with the help of Copilot, right? So this is the way we can utilize the different functionalities of a Copilot in M365 application, and we can use this AI. We can use this AI powered tool while increasing our productivity, while doing a work in our organization, or while doing a work on M365 apps, business applications, and also become a more productive in terms of organization, in terms of value, right? So now I am open for the question. If somebody wants to ask anything related to the Copilot or Copilot licenses, please ask.
Yes. So before licensing, let me ask you questions. You have used the images. So
Right.
someone asked whether images are royalty free.
Obviously, it is available in the public websites.
Right. And someone asked whether the storage you have used OneDrive. So is it possible to use any other storage other than OneDrive?
No, basically, if you are using a M365 application or M365 Copilot license, then you need to be store your data into a OneDrive, right? As I already show you, or I can again show you how the structure of the presentation. Give me a second. So this is the structure which I already talked about, that if somebody have a data in the OneDrive, then that person can use a M365 Copilot license. They do not need to write or customize the Copilot or use a plugins or something else which is used by the developers. They can just integrate with their M365 licenses and use the functionality of AI, right? But if somebody don't have a data, or they don't have a data on a OneDrive, they have a different data source, then they can go for the Copilot Studio, right? Because in the Copilot Studio, you can customize your data. For example, you have a data in your local computer, you have a file server which is in your on-premise data center or on other cloud service provider. So in that type of scenarios, you can go for the Copilot Studio. From there, you just need to be customize your Copilot and use this functionality there.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, someone asked, can we write articles or make professional resume using Copilot?
Yeah, we can do it in the Microsoft Word and just write a prompt to create a resume, and they need to be mentioned the relevant experience they have, on which industry they did work, what type of organization, the name of the organization they work. So everything they need to be they need to be provide information to the Copilot, then Copilot create a resume for it, right?
So we have a lot of questions, but I am putting, some common questions. We are coming on licensing part. So a lot of Deepak, you are also there. What are the Microsoft Office 365 version required to have Copilot?
Okay, so for that, if you are talking about the professional architecture, so any of the business SKU you do have, or the enterprise SKU. So till last week, you used to have that business standard and the premium, but last week Microsoft announced that it can work with the business basic as well now. And on the enterprise side, it used to work with E3 and E5 license, but it's now work with that E1 license as well. And if you are using it for the personal one, you have that Copilot Pro.
Okay. And someone asked whether it will work on MS Office 2016.
Nishant,
Yes, I'm telling you. Basically, the person, if I'm talking about office licenses, so in office licenses, we Copilot will work Office 365 E3 and E5 only, right? If somebody have a M365 basic, business standard, business premium licenses, and then they can use a Copilot functionality. But with the help in Office, they need a enterprise Office, which is automatically updated versions. Then we can utilize a Copilot, right? So if somebody using a Office 365 basic one, so most of the people are getting a perpetual licenses while buying a laptop or computer, right? So in that type of scenarios, they cannot utilize a Copilot functionality, or they cannot integrate the Copilot licenses in that. So first they need to move on to business M365 business basic, business standard, and business premium. Then they can integrate Copilot licensing with it.
so just to add on to the Nishant's point, so basically the Copilot works onto the cloud libraries. So OneDrive, SharePoint, Teams,
Right.
Exchange. So it works onto the cloud library. So if you have that Office, that is something perpetual onto your system itself. It will not access the cloud libraries.
Right.
So that's why you would require that the O365 licenses.
Right. And regarding Copilot in finance, there are a lot of questions how they can use the preview version of Copilot in finance, whether it is required Outlook email ID, live.email ID, or it is enabled on organization suite only.
No, basically once they buy a or procure a license of Copilot, so Copilot for finances will already there, right? So once you integrate the Copilot licenses with your tenant or with your Office or M365 tenant, so Copilot for finance functionality will automatically added in the Excel.
And can we get animated video content based on the transcript? Like, can we provide the transcript and we can make the animated video? Is it possible using Copilot?
We can create an animated image with the help of Copilot, and that in the that in M365 chat, right? So I'm in M365 chat. Once you are logging into that Copilot, you will get one tab. One is web and one is work. So you need to switch your tab into the web. Then you can create animated images from it.
Yeah, fine. So there are a lot of questions are coming, and we will keep approaching you for the discussion. Now let's conclude the session.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you very much for being with our members today. I think close to 16,000 members have entered and exited, and close to more than 3,000 people are continuing to watch. So that is the kind of feedback we are getting. And Deepak, thank you very much for being part of ICAI ecosystem, also from the support which we are giving in CMP committee from Novantech. Friends, that is all published about the Microsoft on the facility. What are the benefit and support which is available from Microsoft and its partners is there in CMP committee portal. We request you to kindly go and check it once. And Nishant, one thing which I would like to share is when directly comes from the horse's mouth, it makes a whole lot of difference. And most importantly, friends, let me just tell you, a couple of people would have joined in a high expectation of, there'll be a lot of advanced level discussion. This time we have ensured that the basic level discussion has been placed, because the survey which we have done, we got that more than 90-95% of the people are not aware of the facilities which are available. So the moment we actually encourage people to show them the basic things will also be met in the artificial intelligence platform, I think most of the people will get excited to learn the advanced level. there are certain questions which have been a little advanced in nature, but we thought this is not a right forum to debate. Those people will separately respond from the committee and see that the responses are received by them. But one thing which is very important, Deepak and Nishant, you directly coming from the Copilot team actually gives us confidence that step by step the things which are taken. And this video which has been recorded will also be placed on the AI committee platform. So, Nishant, I think you have actually touched the chords which we were expecting from you, to keep it basic, to make it very simple, rather than the actual power of Copilot is little more. And it is also learning. Artificial intelligence also is learning in its own way. And in time to come, it is going to evolve as one of the most important tool, because fortunately, the chat GPT, which is open, this arrangement with the Microsoft is very much there. And you actually showed one chart in which at what time Copilot reaches out to ChatGPT and pulls out the relevant information, because there is a lot of maturity which is already come in because of the adoption of ChatGPT. And there are many such GPTs which are available. But yes, the highest used, surveyed by the newspapers across the country, states that ChatGPT is the most adoptive tool which has been there at this point in time. Yes, there is an evolution which is going to happen over a period of time. But at this point in time, friends, what we would like to say is the learnings from the basics are always going to keep the strong foundations. And we are actually seeing these things. The office is learning, we are learning, you people are learning, and the benefit which is going to come out in the long duration time is going to be very high. So Nishant and Deepak, thank you very much for making it possible to be with us and take us through this entire drive. Friends, next Friday, again, we are going to come back with one more simple case, which is going to give you a lot of motivation to say that, okay, this is also possible. Kya? So that is the kind of question which is going to come in the minds. Technology adoption, artificial intelligence adoption is going to primarily support your day-to-day activities. Now, there is a second side which is there, which we are going to debate at a later point in time. That is with regards to the ethical requirements which need to be complied with. What is happening is AI is supporting a person to design one of the best resumes, which when you meet a person is not matching. So technically what is happening is, ethically, is it doing right? The point is, technology doesn't understand what it is. Technology understands whatever you are feeding into the system is the truth. So the point is, the input which is given and the output which is given is basically a synchronized version of a thought. Now, you will appreciate when a resume is come before you, after designing, one of the person I think asked, can we create professional resumes out of that? Yes, you can create professional resumes out of it, but that is artificially created. But humanly created document, or might be a human interaction, is actually going to give the real answer in the time to come. So a lot of notices, a lot of responses to the notices, a lot of project reports, a lot of financial data analytics, a lot of financial workings on Excel, Word, PowerPoint, whatever we are going to do. Ultimately, if a beautiful presentation, which Nishant, you have shown, can be made by Copilot, but the person who is going to present the presentation should have that skill to present it. So that is the uniqueness of this entire technology. It is how you drive the car is in your hands. You are given a 5,000 horsepower car and you are being told to drive, then I think you should also know how to handle the steering. That is important. And there is a learning process which is going to be there. So in sum total, which I would like to tell you is an example which has been taken today for Copilot is primarily from a point of view that how my fundamental things can be effectively done in time to come. And that is where we want our members, when there is a scarce of resources, when you actually are sitting at home and you want to quickly do something, these all things are going to take you to a different level. So with this being one more marathon programs of every Friday, we are going to come up with a new program for the next Friday, same 5 to 7. But till such time, Deepak and Nishant, thank you very much for joining and enlightening our members and giving their views, and they're responding to their questions in an efficient manner. And I thank the office also, who has been continuously working to closely ensure that the process of learning is being disseminated in a right manner. And equally, Nishant, let me tell you, there are a set of people who are sitting in this cabin itself, this room itself, who are listening to you when you are delivering lecture, and they were also trying to practice what you are actually sharing. So this is actually creating championship within an organization. So parallelly, when we are disseminating knowledge, we are also ensuring that a resource has been created so the effective utilization can happen in a true sense. Thanks to you all people for joining, friends, and we look forward to meeting you again on next Friday. And my vice chairman happens to be in flight, so on his behalf also, thanks to you for joining today, and happy learning. Enjoy the weekend. Play around with Copilot. Play around with ChatGPT. Play around with all the different kind of AI tools. What will happen in this entire process is you will only learn. And it will actually make you earn more in time to come, because it's going to be simplified earning, which is going to be there. So God bless you all and have a great weekend in time to come. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Yep.